Namaste, Hari Om, everyone. Welcome to today's session of Nisargadatta AVSC Manana of Upadesha Saram. We will continue the Upadesha Saram today. Let us begin with a prayer. I would request each one of you to chant one prayer, starting prayers each.
I will start. Guru Brahma.
Let's begin with the Guru Parampara. Sadashiva Samarambham ಹೇಳಿ.
Still, I have not by hearted.
No problem. No problem.
Okay. ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತಲಾ? ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತೇನೆ.
Please go ahead.
ಸದಾಶಿವ ಸಮಾರಂಭಾಂ ಶಂಕರಾಚಾರ್ಯ ಮಧ್ಯಮಾಂ ಅಸ್ಮದಾಚಾರ್ಯ ಪರ್ಯಂತಾಂ ವಂದೇ ಗುರು ಪರಂಪರಾ. ನಾರಾಯಣ ಸಮಾರಂಭಂ ಯಾರು?
ನಾರಾಯಣ ಸಮಾರಂಭಾಂ ಶಂಕರಾಚಾರ್ಯ ಮಧ್ಯಮಾಂ ಅಸ್ಮದಾಚಾರ್ಯ ಪರ್ಯಂತಾಂ ವಂದೇ ಗುರು ಪರಂಪರಾಂ.
Antarjyoti would like to chant. Srinivas Murthy, Antarjyoti ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಾ?
Antarjyoti Bahirjyoti Pratyajyoti Paratpara Jyotireva Jyoti Swayam Jyoti Atma Jyoti Osmiham.
Shailaji, would you like to chant Akhanda Mandalakaram?
अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः.
Padeji, Guru Brahma, you can chant, please. Maneji, are you there?
Oh, yeah, I'll tell. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Gurur Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha.
Hari Om. Thank you, everyone, for the wonderful starting prayers, and welcome everybody to this session. We will continue our Upadesha Saram. This time, I think we'll be doing 7th, 8th, and 9th.
8, 9, and 10.
8, 9th, and 10th. Okay. Thank you. So, as we begin, as is our normal custom, do we have any clarifications required or any questions on 6, 7, and 8, shloka 6, 7, and 8, or 5, 6, and 7? Sorry. If there are none, I think we can proceed with
Shloka
8, 9, and 10. I would request Babuji to start and chant the shloka with the meaning.
Babuji, you are on mute.
Before going to shloka 8, 9, and 10, in the last session we completed shloka 6 and 7. We will just in a minute go through that so that we can sort of revise it. Shloka 4 is connected to shloka 6. So I'll start with shloka 4. In shloka 4, we learned that the spiritual practice performed using a subtler faculty is more powerful than the one performed using a gross faculty. So, the Kaya Karya Pujanam, Vak Karya Japam, and Manak Karya Chintanam are superior to one another in that same order. When the mind uses a subtler faculty, it has got lesser work to do and can concentrate better. Mind can focus better. Shloka 4 dealt with Pujanam, Japa, and Dhyana. Shloka 6 further explains this gross to subtle journey, but it deals with only Japa and Dhyana. It reads as Uttamastavat Uchcha Mandataha Chittam Japa Dhyanam Uttamam. Compared to chanting long hymns like Ashtottara, Sahasranama, etc., chanting of a mantra or chanting of one divine name is better because the mind can focus better, can concentrate better on a single mantra or a single name. Chanting softly is better than chanting loudly. Even better is chanting in the mind. Best of all is the meditation that emanates from the mind, that which is Chittaja. Shloka 7 told us, Ajyadharya Shrotasa Samam Sarala Chintanam Viralataha Param. Meditation should be continuous like the unbroken uniform flow of ghee. Ajyadharya Samam. Meditation should also go unhindered by any obstacle that comes in the way of dhyana, just like a stream of water that flows continuously, going around all the obstacles that come in its way. Srotasa Samam. This type of continuous meditation, Sarala Chintanam, is superior to broken spurts of meditation, Viralataha Param. With this revision, let us proceed to today's topic, Shloka 8. Shloka 8 reads as Bheda Bhavanat Soham Nityasau Bhavana Abhida Pavani Mata. Bhavana, the understanding, Soham Iti, I am he, Abhida bestows Pavani, greater purity, Bheda Bhavanat, than the feeling I am separate from him. Mata is my opinion. That is the opinion of mendicant, I mean Shiva, who has come in the form of mendicant and advising the ascetics of Dwarkavana. So meditating with the understanding I am he bestows greater purity than meditating with the feeling I am separate from him. Feeling oneness, feeling non-duality bestows greater purity than the feeling of separation. So this is Shloka 8.
Thank you, Srinivas Babuji. Who would like to express their understanding of this shloka?
So,
Srinivas,
Vasiji, before going into
yeah.
this shloka, I have a question that is related to Chittajam Japa, Adyadhare, Srotasa Samam.
That is the earlier
Correct.
shloka. Yeah.
So, is this shloka, how is it related to that? Is there any relation between this shloka and the previous two shlokas? If so, how is that related?
You see, the relationship is quite obvious, is it not, sir? That the meditation should be continuous. That's all it says. Like the flow of uniform flow of continuous flow of ghee, or like Shrotasa Samam, the flow of water, continuous flow of water, which even if any obstacle comes, it avoids and goes. So like that, Sarala Chintanam, that continuous Chintana should be is better than Viralataha Param, that is broken spurts of meditation. So that's all. It's talking about meditation only. Here, that meditation, if it is done with the understanding, Soham Iti, I am he, bestows greater purity then Veda Bhavanat, then meditating with the feeling that I am separate from him.
Actually, I was asking from the perspective that to enter into this shloka, I mean shloka 18,
Yeah.
this the subjective feeling of or the experience of shloka 6 and 7
Hmm.
or the outcome of these two shlokas is an entry point into the Soham Bhavam.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Meaning, to do dhyana, there is dhyana, dhyeya, and dhyatru.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Yeah.
So, if this continuous japa that happens in the mind, chittajam japa,
Hmm.
and it is sarala chintanam, and it is a continuous flow, in the process, all these things, dhyana, dhyeya, dhyatru, gradually disappears. Is
Yeah.
that the thing?
Yeah. Yes. This repeated disappears. Yeah, that's true.
So when this disappears,
Dhyana and Dhatu disappears. Dheya only remains, and Dheya also slowly disappears. Yeah.
so that is when Soham can be felt. That is what
Yeah.
is the
Yeah.
connection. From that
Yeah.
perspective, I was asking.
Yeah. 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 Perfectly correct. Yes. So from that we advance to Nirvikalpa Samadhi.
Anyone would like to express any other ideas about Narsimurti ji's question? The relationship, what does or Shloka 7 have a relationship with 6 and then 8? Actually, if I may just add, Shloka 6 is a transition between karma and bhakti, saying chanting aloud, chanting softly, and then silent chant. These are natural progressions, all in the realm of action. And when we chant silently, how should we chant? That is Shloka 6,
Yes.
Uttamastavar, right? You chant aloud and then chant, progress to chant softly and then chant silently. The last of the ones is the best of the three. The middle one is the medium. And the beginning one is for the entry person. Of course, in terms of effect, it will be equally powerful because it is the orientation of the individual with respect to the body mind. If an individual is strongly oriented or identified with the body mind, then he or she would automatically chant loudly because chanting uses the body loudly. Then they would use chanting softly as the focus, mind's attention improves. With a little chant, a single name. Chanting long hymns is one part. When the mind seeks variety, long hymns describing different qualities of God, describing different forms of God is a great help because mind is outward focused. As the mind gets more and more attention, uh, then it is able to give the same level of attention with a single name. Similarly, chanting loudly is in the beginning, softly, as the mind gets more and more, gains more and more attention, it can chant softly. Further, if it gains more attention, the chant can go on silently. That is Shloka 6. What is Shloka 7 saying? How to chant silently. What is the quality of silent chanting? When we chant silently, it can be broken or unbroken. Right? An unbroken chant is always better than a broken chant. That is what it is saying. Now, please remember, till now, it is still duality. There is a person meditating or a person chanting. There is a mantra that is being chanted. Whether you chant silently or aloud, there is even what is a silent chant? It is a subtle object. It is still an object. Shloka 8 is saying, okay, when you chant, then there are two ways of chanting. One is chanting of separation, and the other is chanting of union. So you will see that naturally Ramana Maharshi is progressing from one step to the other. First, it was Karma Yoga and transition of karma to bhakti. Then in bhakti, finer and finer bhakti. Karma also, Ramana didn't say, Nishkama karma straight away. He said, first you do the work. He didn't say worship the Lord straight away. Do the work. Then if you seek happiness, pay attention to not the fruits, but the action. And then he says, okay, even the action, instead of doing it as service, do it as offering to the Lord, Ishwararpitam. So even action gets progressively refined from the first to the fifth shloka. Similarly, bhakti is getting refined from transition from fifth and sixth to subsequent shlokas. So that is the connection I can see from my understanding. Anybody else? Mane ಅವರೇ ನೀವೇನಾದರೂ ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಾ? You are muted. You are muted, Maneji.
Okay, sorry. So you have given all the details of the previous slokas and connected to the sloka number 8 very clearly. And it is a revision for me. I could understand much better. Thank you.
That is not allowed. ಐಟಿ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋರಿಗೆ ಟೇಲ್ ಗೇಟ್ ಅಂತಾರೆ. You can't go in behind the other person.
No, Ramana Maharshi has given step by
You
step.
have to contribute your ideas, your thoughts, your understanding on this.
Okay.
ಇವಾಗ ಬಾಬು ಅವರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು. Then again, Narasimurthy said from what perspective he asked. So there is value in sharing your perspective to the entire group.
Okay, Ramana Maharshi has given way in detail about step by step how to improve. In the initial stages, everyone will have a lot of problem. Our mind is not steady; it will go here and there. To bring it to the present focus, it needs a lot of practice. It all depends on each one's mind, their way of working, their way of thinking. So many association of so many things are involved to bring the mind only to one point is really, really very difficult. And continuous practice only can bring to more and more focus. And nothing but practice it is. And we have to be in satsang with, mm, guru's blessings and other people's advice. And our practice should continue every day, depending on the slokas what we have read. And more practice is required, more than reading scriptures and all that. And it should be a daily practice without any reason or anything. The practice should go on. It is our personal way to come up in our life. It is my own. It is. So it is. It should be the greatest duty for me rather than anything else. So then we'll do, let us say, in the morning we'll do our, japa, meditation, and all that, and then we have our duties to do. We cannot neglect that, and we by the satsang, many people are giving so many details, and it's so pleasure to listen and adopt in our each one of our life to improve much better.
Thank you, Maneji. Wonderfully put. Daily practice, and then it is our own. We should make it our own. All points are very valid. Only one point I've been telling you also, don't get into the mindset that it is very, very difficult. You have repeated it 3-4 times. It is not difficult because simple reason the sages have said ignorance is an illusion. It is not real. So it is so simple. If ignorance was real, then knowledge would have been extremely difficult. Because ignorance is not real, knowledge is also easy. Only it requires a shift in understanding.
Okay.
That one correction, please have.
Thank you.
Don't engage in life or sadhana or spirituality with the first step mindset that it is difficult. Start life, live life that it is easy. Start sadhana that it is easy. Atma
Okay.
Jnana, Brahma Jnana is easy.
With a positive attitude.
It is my cup. Illa, it is true. Positive, negative, Allah. That is my earnest request. Nobody, Brahma Jnana is my cup of tea. Everybody must say to ourselves, it is easy. Just like Hasta Malika, the gooseberry on the hand. As
Yes.
easy as that. It is Shankaracharya has said that.
Yes,
Ramana
yes.
has said that. In fact, Ramana goes to say that the self is easier, to see the self is easier than seeing the gooseberry on the palm of the hand. Why? Because to see the gooseberry, you need to stretch the hand, you need a gooseberry to see on the palm of the hand. To see the self, you need no sense organs. You can see directly. That's what Ramana says.
I just want to add one more point there. The moment I say it is difficult, my mind is closed.
Of course, I know. But that Jiva Bhava is.
Hey, but ಅನ್ನೋದು ತೆಗೆದಾಕಿ ಬಟ್ ಅನ್ನೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಡಿಕ್ಷನರಿದಲ್ಲಿ.
I think it is
But
by
is
inference.
not allowed.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
I think it is by inference, right?
Yeah, yeah.
It's not my first-hand experience. I tried so many times. I put a lot of effort. In spite of that, it is not working. Then it is fine. Yeah, just
It's working. It is working better now. Definitely, it is improved and all that. Initially, it was. That's all.
Yes. Shailaji, any thoughts, any ideas from you, please? Camera on ಮಾಡಕ್ಕಾಗತ್ತಾ? If you can, if you don't know.
Namaste, Hari Om. Like initially, if the jiva is ignorant, like so many thoughts and desires will be bombarding outwards to the outer world. Till I get a guru, there won't be any clarity. So all these sadhanas, bhakti yoga and karma yoga is necessary, like gradually calming down the mind, then coming like going inwards, then to the mind, then focusing on one point that I am Brahman, like pure consciousness, Sakshi Bhava. Then the meditation and sadhanas gradually will lead. That's all. And this shloka 8 says also different types of sadhakas, maybe like I and God is there. There is duality. And next one is God is in me. Then there is no me at all, only the pure consciousness. As Hanumanji says, when I'm meditating, I and Bhagavan is there, Ramji. And then he is near and dear to me. Then after that, there is no me at all, only Ramji is there. Thank you.
So nice.
Very good.
Srinivas Murthy avare, would you like to share anything? Can you turn on the camera, please? Actually, camera can be on, Shailaji, if it's okay, can be on. Then all of us can see each other. Hmm.
I think already, as she told, there are three types of devotees. The first devotee is known as I am separate from God. God is there and I am here. There is separation is there. And second type of devotee is there, God is within me. The third type of devotee, in that, all that exists is nothing but God. So, here to shift from first type to second type and from second to third, what ಕೆಲಸ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ?
ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ.
So, the Sadguruji has told, you see, for attaining finally that you are Brahman, you have to do all the practices, karma marga, bhakti marga, yoga marga, and finally gnana marga. What is how you are going to get that knowledge is only when you give, when you are fully aware of yourself, and if you give more contemplation on Mahavakyas and whatever the teachings given by Guruji. So if you go on contemplate, so finally your mind becomes silence when you know the in-depth that I am nothing but separate from God. I and God is one and the same. So whatever exists inside also exists outside. There is no separation. So for that, the important thing is awareness and contemplation of Mahavakyas and through self-inquiry. And it will not be done immediately, but contemplation through self-inquiry, even when you are doing dhyana or when you are in Vyavaharika, your mind should always contemplate on those things. So only people think only when I am doing my sadhana or dhyana, my mind will be peaceful. So that is only temporary. They mean to say God is not there when you are awake. So God is there and all the time, everywhere, inside, outside. To that clarity of intellect has to come through sadhana. All the sadhana and through Guru Vakyas and scriptures, whatever Swamita has told. So that's what I know. Thank you.
Thank you, Srinivas Murthy ji. Anyone else? Babuji, what about your understanding?
The same thing,
Hmm.
Vasuji.
Okay. Veda Bhavanat Soham Ityasam Bhavanat Veda Bhavani Mata. So meditating that I am He is better than meditating that I am separate from Him. So here one question then is the form, is the worship of the form not needed?
It is needed in the initial stages. Slowly, that can be, it detaches on its own when we proceed in the path of realization.
Okay, how can we use the form for progressing?
In the initial stages, we need something to concentrate upon. Without anything, it may not be possible to concentrate. That's why a
Okay,
name,
let
a
me.
form, everything is necessary.
Okay, so how will the mind get subtler with the form? How many types of forms, worship of forms are there? Can we just explore? Narsimurti ji, would you like to say something? At the first level, what is we don't have to be prompted to respond. Anyone can unmute and discuss.
Is that pujanam, japa, and chintanam?
Yeah, at the first level of understanding, where is the bhakti element? Where do we think God is?
In the initial stages, God is up there and I'm here. God is magnificent.
Okay, but let us come closer. Where do we where, what is my relationship with God? How is my relationship with God in the first stage, in the beginning stages? What is our action?
He is the supreme.
The supreme, but how will we act?
Actually, we can take a.
What do we do as a devotee? What do we do?
Sorry, Vasuji, can you come again,
As
please?
a devotee,
Okay.
what do we do? He is supreme, of
Actually,
course.
yeah, we will need an anchor, as you said in previous session. We need some entity to get anchored to. If we look at the structure of our mind is vikalpa in nature. It is scattered, stateless. It is stateless. So, to fix it on one thing, ekagrata, we need some object reference. That object can be a name, that object can be a form, that object can be an external entity like idol. So that if I look at human by nature, he is an emotional being. I can use my emotion. So right now we are suffering our own emotions. So I
think,
can use the same emotions
okay,
to surrender.
let me slightly rephrase this question.
Okay.
Uh, w- where do I see God?
If I go by this text, Ramana Maharshi, Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi suggested Ashtamurtis. Why Ashtamurtis? Because it is
Is it possible in the very first day? Ashtamurti means what?
Panchabhutas, then sun, moon, then consciousness.
So what does it mean?
So everything is God.
So do you feel, so in the beginning, do we see God everywhere?
No, separation is there.
So what do we do normally?
So that separating object has to be surrendered.
Aha.
We consider them as a magnificent provider and we pray
Mm.
for worldly things.
Uh, okay, let's ask Shaila ji and Srinivas Murthy ji. Shaila ji.
First, initially, I focus on any chanting or one God so that the mind becomes calm. Then I start, there is duality, like myself and God, Bhagavan.
Why do we see so many people going to the temple?
God is magnet, I am iron. That's why we are going.
Ah, wonderful. See, thank you, Srinivas Murthy ji. In the very beginning, we can see God only in a particular form, with a particular quality, in a particular place. So, look at the way we progress in our worship. Every Monday we go to one temple, every Tuesday we go to one temple. We go to a temple and pray. As we progress, as bhakti evolves, what do? We pray in our own puja room. We see God closer. So God is in one place outside. As it progresses further, God is in me. He is inside. Does it end there? No. Is that the end of bhakti? Bhakti undergoes further refinement. What is the next level of bhakti? What Narsimurti ji said, Ashtamurti Prabhu. God is everywhere, throughout the world. Hari Om, Namaste, welcome Vidya ji.
Hari Om, Namaste. Sorry, I forgot that session.
No problem. Even I forgot. Maneji reminded me. I was late. So we were just discussing the evolution of bhakti in relation to the shlokas 5, 6, and 7. So in the beginning, we have a tendency to see God in a particular form, favorite deity, and in a particular place. That's why so many holy places are there. Like Srinivas Murthy said, they are a powerful magnet. They are a source of power. They're consecrated. Then we tend to see, as bhakti wants, we tend to see God closer to us. First in our own homes and then within ourselves. Then as bhakti evolves, refines, we start seeing God everywhere. What is that form of bhakti? When we see God everywhere, what is that worship?
Parabhakti.
Uh,
Oh, oh.
what is that form of worship?
Mm.
It's a form.
When we see form inside, it is a form, that form of worship is meditation. When we see God only in one form, like what we see in a temple, particular form, it is puja, isn't it? If we see God everywhere, Ashtamurti Brit, in all the 8 aspects of creation, what is that form of worship called? Love, compassion.
Jagadisha Seve.
Service to the Lord is what?
Is everywhere.
Jagata Ishadi Yukta Sevanam.
All pervading.
Service to the Lord is compassion, love.
Yeah, Yukta
Right.
Sevanam, compassion.
So that form of worship is love and compassion. Then finally, not then there's the thing called Soham, that is what is mentioned in the 7th
So,
shloka, right?
yeah,
Veda Bhavanat Soham Itya. So meditating that I am He. When I get a feeling that I am God, what is that form of worship called? What would you say that? Samadhi. Savikalpa Samadhi. I am He. There is still I and He. It's still dual. Then when only God is there, it is Nirvikalpa Samadhi. When I completely dissolves. So from a personal God outside to worship, to see a God in form, to see God in oneself, my God, to say it's my God, and then to see God everywhere, love, compassion, kindness, and to say, to meditate with an understanding, I am God, Soham, that is Samadhi, Savikalpa Samadhi, and I not there at all, completely dissolved, Nirvikalpa Samadhi, only God exists. All these are refinements of bhakti progressively.
Sir, beautifully explained.
So Veda Bhavanat Sohamitya Saham Bhavana
Bhavana Abhida,
Bhavani.
Bhavani Mata.
So Veda Bhavanat, meditate that I am, God is separate from me, Veda Bhavanat. That is useful. But better than that is Soham Ityasau. I am He. Meditate with oneness that I am He. Soham. So is He. Aham is I. I am He. So say the realized masters. Pavani Mata. Vidyaji, do you have anything to add or say your points of view or understanding on Shloka 8? This is what we are discussing now, since you joined in now. You're on mute if you're speaking. You can unmute and speak.
No, Vasuji. Thank you.
Okay.
Shall we go to Shloka 9?
Yeah. Please.
Vasuji?
Anybody? Everyone is okay with Shloka 8?
Vasaji, I have a point there.
Oh,
Just
please.
I want to get it clarified. Dwelling on I am, I mean, the meditation on I am is very natural. It is intrinsic in nature. Whereas when there is a second entity, it is like what I am getting, the example I am getting here is that iron bar, with fire it becomes red hot. So when there is a second entity which I use for my bhakti, so it is temporary. Whereas I am, if I look at my own experience since my birth, since the time I remember, that I am is there throughout, even now. So it is more handy, and it is not a borrowed thing into my mind. It is not a borrowed object. It is there by nature. So praptasya praptihi is, I think. Oh, you are muted.
Sorry. So what is the question there?
Is that right to say that is why I am meditating on I am is natural, and also the other effects like duality.
Okay, fine.
Duality requires effort.
So I think
Duality introduces conflict.
I think Nasimurti ji is trying to say that meditating on I am is naturally takes us to oneness, and meditating on the form, worshipping the form outside is dualistic in nature. Is that is my understanding correct of what you are trying to express?
Yeah, that's correct. One more thing is to keep that alive, to maintain that the second entity which is to be maintained throughout my sadhana. It involves some effort. There is a conflict. So that's the reason I felt Bhagavan is mentioning, stressing on meditating upon I is more superior than Veda, Veda Bhava.
Okay, so what would our team like to say to Narsimurti ji's question? Let's go with
ಆ ಭಾವನೆ ಇದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು
English
ಉತ್ತಮ
ನಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಿ ಮೂರ್ತಿಜಿ.
ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ಬಾರ್ದಾ?
ಅಲ್ಲ, ವಿದ್ಯಾಜಿಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗದೆ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ.
ಅಲ್ಲ,
ಹೇಳ್ಬಾರ್ದು ಅಂತ ಏನಿಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ.
ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸೇ ಬೋತ್ ಕನ್ನಡ ಅಂಡ್ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್. ಐ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಇಸ್ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಡ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಸೊ ಓಕೆ.
No. Just to clarify, I'm not very sure if Vidya understands Kannada.
You can get clarification.
Yeah.
I don't understand Kannada. It's okay to talk.
Just
Thank you.
please.
Anyhow, whatever Narasimhamurti is told, it is the if that is the case, it is the that shows that person Uttama Purusha's characteristics. So the person who thinks that way is an elevated person in spirituality. Uttama Purushana Lakshana.
Wonderful. What Srinivas Murthy ji is saying is, the person who is meditating on I am is of a highest caliber. Thank you, Srinivas Murthy ji. Okay, Vidya ji, would you like to say anything on this? Share your ideas, please, your thoughts, your understanding.
I don't have anything to share right now. I'm in a listening mode.
Okay, yeah.
Thank-
Even based on your experience, you would like to contribute anything to the discussion?
No, Suji.
Okay,
I-
that's fine. Shaila ji,
Maybe till I reach the oneness, the Sakshi Bhava. So I should focus and meditate on I and Bhagavan. It is my understanding. When we come to Nirvikalpa, also there is duality, sir.
hmm. There is duality? No. Is there duality in Nirvikalpa? There is no Vikalpa.
There is no Vikalpa, but we will be focusing on.
Vasuji, I think ma'am is saying about once you come out of that Nirvikalpa Samadhi, then there is a duality. She's focusing maybe on Sahaja Samadhi, differentiating between Sahaja Samadhi and Nirvikalpa Samadhi. I say this because we both are attending Drigdrishya Viveka, where we are discussing this.
Okay.
So we both are on some in sync to a certain extent.
Very good, very good. Shaila ji, yes, please proceed.
That's it, sir.
Okay. Hmm. 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 So there is
Vasuji, I have a small formula there
yeah.
to say that I and God.
Hmm.
I am plus Vrittis is equal to that duality, devotion with duality. So when Bhagavan is saying I am is the meditating on I am is superior, because this burden, that vritti, is not there.
Hmm.
Fire
So
plus fireball. Fire is I am. Iron ball is vrittis. So to keep those vrittis, jada, alive, there is a continuous
okay.
fire connected.
So let us take this up this way. I would request everybody to participate in this discussion. Now, are you one person or multiple people, personalities?
Multiple, because we behave differently in different actions.
So how do we become multiple?
Depending on the environment, we change.
No, okay. What is the structure? Let me rephrase the question. What is the structure of this multiplicity? Variety. What is the structure of this variety? Let's go back to simple example of mathematics. Have we dealt with fractions?
Mhm.
Numerator and denominator.
Yeah.
All right. Now,
Yes.
what is the variable in between the in a fraction? Isn't the numerator variable in a function? Usually, yes, isn't it? And what is the constant in a fraction?
I.
The denominator, right?
Yeah.
So, depending in every variable, the structure of every function is there is a constant and there is a variable. Do we agree?
Yes.
Yes.
So all the varieties that we see in the world is composed of one constant and it's lending itself into multiple forms. Hmm. What is the best example given between mango juice, apple juice, chiku juice, nimbu juice? What is common?
Water.
Water is common. What is variable? The
Uh,
common ingredient is what?
Fruits.
The rest
Fruit
of the
is.
fruit pulps are variable. Similarly to water, if you add salt, it becomes salty water. If you add sugar, it becomes sweet water. If you add tamarind, if you add rasam powder, it will become rasam water. So, in every variety, for example, I am Vasu. Identify what is constant and what is the variable.
The I is constant, and the name and form will be variable.
Both together, I am together is constant. I am Vasu. I am her husband. I am father. Look at the three statements. What is constant in all the three statements?
I am.
I am. I am speaking now. I am is constant. What is changing? Speaking, father, husband, the roles that I play, the forms that I take. All right. So what Srinivas Murthy ji is saying, Narsimurthy ji is saying is, now what Ramana says is, how do you clean the mind? How do you clean the garbage? Do you clean one by one? Identifies one by one? I am Vasu. Vasu has a lot of trouble. So do you deal with one thought, Vasu, another thought, father, thought of a father? Then you'll be dealing with, if you sit on the tip of the branch and start to deal with the tree, you will have to deal from the tip of the branch. If you have to start dealing with the tree, you'll have to go all the way till you come to the root. So don't deal with the leaf and the branch, deal with the root directly. Instead of addressing multiple thoughts, instead of addressing the mind, what is the mind? Mind is a vritti, a bundle of thoughts, series of thoughts coming one after another. So what is the technique that is given normally? Slow down the thoughts, do this, do that, so that you can experience peace and silence. But if you address the root thought that gives rise to every thought, then should you address the individual thoughts one by one?
Not necessary.
Not required.
That is why a shortcut to meditation is meditating on I am. Because that's the common factor, constant, that goes with every variation. But to Narsimurtiji's question, I am is non-dual. Narsimurtiji, is I am formless?
Yes.
What is I am? I am is actually Saguna Brahma. It is the form of Brahman, Ishvara. I am points to formless.
Exactly.
Prabhuji says, Brahman cannot say I. Brahman cannot say am. He simply is. He,
Yes.
she.
Yes. Yes.
Who can say I am?
Actually, for this, I heard one analogy for this. It is like, assume there is an artist. He draws picture of mine, say my picture. That picture doesn't have life. Assume that artist has the capability to give life to this picture. So can this picture see that life through senses? I mean, consciousness, essentially what I'm saying is consciousness. So it can be only felt. So where is that consciousness? That consciousness is with me. The one, the artist who has given life to that picture. So only that guy can know, because he has put that consciousness into him, into that picture. So if the picture wants to feel, it can only become that. Like the sugar cane cannot taste sugar cane. It can only be sugar cane.
Wonderful. So, to address your thing, I am is not the absolute. It is a good stepping stone. It is the highest level that one can go as with the form as Saguna Brahman. Because experience, feeling, understanding is at that level. What is I am? Typically, the feeling that I exist when the universal energy or consciousness, Brahman, reflects in the intellect, the first reflection in the intellect, and the first feeling that happens before attachment to any other form.
So it is Saguna because there is a feeling of I am.
Not only individually, it is Saguna even from the Brahman level. There is a universal Saguna. Ishvara is also Saguna.
Yeah.
Jiva and
No,
Ishvara.
I am talking about microcosm at my level.
Yeah.
At my level, the I am feeling is Saguna Brahma because it is being expressed there.
So the meditation on I am is taking to the root thought that I exist. That is why it is um, it is it releases us from every other thought. But then finally you have to drop even that I am and understand what it points to, which is Parabrahman. That's
Thank you.
I think it is beyond subject and object is Parabrahman.
yes. Yes, yes. Anyone has
Suji, if you want some time for meditation, Nididhyasana, you have
okay.
to.
Shall we have we closed the have we discussed finished shloka number 9?
No, we are not taken up.
Shall we take it up now?
Yeah,
Or
yeah. Yeah, it is continuous. It is the continuity to Shloka 8, so we can complete, I think, in a very short time.
okay.
So, Shloka 9 reads as Bhava Shunya Sad Bhava Sustitihi Bhavana Balad Bhakti Uttama. Bhavana Balad. That is through the power of feeling through the power of meditation. Sadbhava Sustitihi. One getting established in the true being. One getting absorbed in the true being. Bhava Shunya, devoid of any thoughts, that is, devoid of any thoughts of separation. Bhakti Ruttamam is the highest form of devotion. Through the power of meditation, one gets absorbed in the non dual reality, devoid of any division. This is supreme devotion. This is what Shloka 9 says.
Can you summarize the meaning of that shloka, Babuji? A very nice word by word meaning. Can you just
Yeah.
summarize?
The feeling through the power of meditation, one gets absorbed in the non dual reality, devoid of any divisions, devoid of any thoughts of separations. This is Bhakti Ruttamam. This is the supreme devotion.
Hmm. What would Srinivas Murthy ji like to say about this? Would anybody like to share your understanding on this, what Ramana Maharshi has said?
Finally, there should not be any trace of individuality should be there. That means only Brahman. So the duality should completely, you have to eradicate. That means only Brahman is there. That is the ultimate. And even I am should also be dropped.
So, how do we seek that awareness? What has Prabhuji said about it? How do we be in that awareness? Says bhava shunyataha sadbhava sustitihi.
That is through Nirvikalpa Samadhi.
Okay, what does that mean? Nirvikalpa samadhi, sadbhava sustitihi.
Yeah.
Bhavana bhala bhakti uttamam.
Yeah.
What does that mean? Nirvikalpa samadhi is what?
It is a transition from Nama Rupa and to Nirvikalpa slowly.
Sadbhava sustitihi. What does that mean?
One gets absorbed in oneself.
Okay, when? Everyone must discuss, please. Open up.
When I am feeling is also not there.
Yeah.
Okay. Then will we not act
So, bhava, if we look at bhavas that rise in my mind, they are all due to the accumulations.
Yes, bhava. That is bhava shunya, devoid of any thoughts. Sadbhava. Sadbhava.
And I am coming to that. So, am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
So, this bhava, whatever is rising within me, is out of the externally accumulated stuff. Even whether it is sat-related accumulation or the normal worldly accumulations, these are all generating bhavas. I mean, variations, emotions, all that. Emotions can be good, emotions can be hurting, emotion can be painful. These are all accumulated stuff. The Bhagavan is focusing on the Swarupa part of me. Meaning, Sad Bhava. Sad is existence. So when I focus on my existence, my source, where actually all thought originates. Prabhuji gives very good example here. I think in one of our Drisha Viveka, he has given an example. It is like mirror focusing towards sun itself, source of the light itself. If I can imagine my mind as a beam of light that it has got from the source, from its source. If it beams to my chitta, all chittas get activated, and that particular context will start playing. If it is beamed towards external world through my senses, it will start getting inputs from the external world. If it is focused towards the source itself, so my sense, I am away from my sense. I am away from my ruttis, which may be generated from chitta. So that is when mind can be in sustiti state.
Thank you, Mr. Murthy. Shailaji, would you like to share your understanding?
When the mind gradually purifies and calms down, there is no dvaita. I and am is not there. Like I am here and God is there. So when this I am also drops, only Sakshi Bhava is there, pure consciousness. So this is Para Bhakti, beyond. Only Brahman is there. Only this I understood.
Very nice. Vidyaji?
It's already told by Shailaji.
Okay. Okay. Anybody else? Srinivas Murthy ji, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
In this, what Guruji has told, in meditation, I am one with God, that feeling will be there. So, that one with God feeling is there. Next, the next level of that is, I am also drops. Only the rod remains. That is, Sadbhava Sustitihi Bhavana Bhalat Bhakti Uttamam. So I am is the really, if he says it is ego. When that has been dropped, then there is no question of duality. I and God is one and the same. There is, there is only one bhava. The bhava is nowhere. There is no bhava. Earlier, I am there, God is there. Even in meditation, feeling in meditation, I am one with God. That feeling is there. That's called bhava. If you go beyond that, when you and the God become one, there is no bhava. Only Lord alone remains. So that means there is no duality, there is no separation. Both this here Guruji has told the devotee and devoted, and he has told. That means there is no identification, only devotee and devoted. So in that way he has told this. So there is no separation. It's called from you are shifting from aparabhakti to parabhakti. That is it.
Very nice. Very nice. Thank you.
Vasuji, I just want to add one more point there.
Yeah.
Here, both Bhava Bhakti, I mean, focusing on I am and Bhava Sadbhava. So, actually, in Bhava, there are 5 types. Shanta Bhava, Dasya Bhava, Sakhya Bhava, Vatsalya Bhava, Madhurya Bhava. So, we can use this Bhava, which is strength of human beings. It can be also be a weakness. So we can, in this case, as part of this shloka, we can use this as the stepping stone, bhava, through bhava. I mean, for example, I am using my personal deity as my mother. And that mother is I am.
Very nice. Good. So if you look at the shloka itself, it says Bhavana Balad. That means with the power of the meditation. That is the feeling. Feeling with the meditation. Sadbhava. Meditation can Sadbhava Sistitihi. Meditation can establish us in our true self, which is bhava shunyata, which is devoid of any thoughts. The true self is devoid of any thoughts. That is the highest form of bhakti. That means what is being said here is meditating on the root thought and establishing in one's own self is the highest form of bhakti. Instead of meditating on that thought, that form, this form, meditate on the root thought, I am, which will go to take us to our natural state, which is beyond thought. Bhava Shunya, where there are no thoughts, where the place which has no thoughts. That is the Bhakti Ruttamam. That is the highest form of bhakti. So, if we look at the previous shlokas, meditating on a particular deity form, Ishta Devata, I like Ganesha, I like Ishvara, I like Krishna, Ishta Devata, that is one form of bhakti. Then seeing God everywhere, worshipping God everywhere means love and compassion. That's a higher level of bhakti. Then meditating on the root thought which takes us beyond thoughts is the highest form of bhakti. So what is Ramana saying here? That at that level, I am and I, the real consciousness I, which is all encompassing, all powerful, abiding there is both jnana and bhakti. There is no difference. It merges. Hmm? So here in this shloka, he is saying Bhakti Uttama. Which one? Sadbhava Sustitihi, being established in one's own self. In the true nature of one's own self is Bhakti Uttama, the highest form of bhakti. In all the previous shlokas, he is described different forms of bhakti. Nama japa, long jap, long namas, single nama, then loud chanting, soft chanting, silent chanting. All these are different forms of bhakti. But what is the highest? Highest is being established in the self. That is the highest form of bhakti. So in a way, Ramana is saying, don't fight. Jnana is superior or bhakti is superior. Both will land us into the self as our mind gets refined, subtler and subtler. Finally, the subtlest refinement is a no mind state, bhava shunyata, the place where no thoughts are there. That means the point, the locus of no mind state. The locus of no mind is the self. It can be only the self. It cannot be anything else. What higher bhakti can be there? What higher jnana can be there than the self? So they merge there. This is my understanding from listening to Prabhuji's talks and reading through the book.
Thank you, Vasaji.
Anyone would like to share any other understanding before we close? Okay. So shall we close with the closing prayers?
Yes, Vasaji.
Who will somebody please chant Purnamadaha?
I'll chant. Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Elaji, would you like to chant Asatoma Sadgamaya?
Asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityorma mritangamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Narasimurti ji, Atmadarshanam, Brahmadarshanam. If you are muted, please unmute and chant.
Mute.
Atmadarshanam, Satyadarshanam, Atmadarshanam, Brahmadarshanam, Brahmadarshanam, Satyadarshanam.
Thank you. Srimasmurti ji, Nanu Nanembudu Nanala.
ನಾನು ನಾನೆಂಬುದು ನಾನಲ್ಲ, ಈ ದೇಹ ಮನ ಬುದ್ಧಿ ನಾನಲ್ಲ, ಸಚ್ಚಿದಾನಂದಾತ್ಮ ಶಿವನಾನು ನಾನೇ, ಶಿವೋಹಂ ಶಿವೋಹಂ ಶಿವೋಹಂ.
Vidyaji, would you like to chant Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu 3 times?
Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Lokaha samastaha sukhino bhavantu. Lokaha samastaha sukhino bhavantu. Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.
Thank you very much for your lively participation today. We will meet again in 2 weeks from now. Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Rasichi.